Welcome in 6:30, April 1st, 2022 for another Friday safety focus of the week. This week's code of conduct is to maintain cleanliness and condition of our vehicles and equipment. Ben Dow, is there anything you'd like to add on our code item this week?
Yeah, say it in a different way. Take care of our stuff. It's all of our stuff to take care of, and we want to care for it like it was our own, because it is.
Yeah, completely agree. So we had to restart our day count, 0 days without a recordable. Well, April Fools. Got everybody. Well, I was the first to get everybody. All right. Good job this week. Good job this week. Another 7 days without a recordable. Day counts up to 130. So keep up the good work. Again, it starts with that JHA in the morning. It's paying attention, and it's tuning into our Friday safety meetings. You know, the equation for safety is pretty simple. It's eliminate unsafe conditions and unsafe acts. We can continue to do that. We'll see this day continue up. So excellent job. Let's keep up the good work. This week, I just wanted to highlight actually an unsafe condition that occurred this week that got reported and corrected immediately. But I thought it'd be a good little safety topic this week just to talk about what happened and to put it on everybody's radar moving forward if they are going to be working around or with the JRB smart lock excavator couplers. What it is, it's an attachment that goes on the boom of the excavator that the bucket can you can quickly release a bucket. It saves a lot of time changing from a digging bucket to a cleanup bucket, kind of back and forth, saves a lot of time. So it's a kind of specialty attachment. So we had an unsafe condition encountered this week, like I said before. So while we're using two-way radios in the cab of the John Deere 380 excavator, every time we engage the push to duck button inside the cab would trigger the red warning unlock light that the coupler is opening mode. So the hydraulics of that holds the bucket together is starting to release. So if the excavator operator curls the bucket completely, the bucket would then free fall and possibly strike a worker below. So with all the ambient noises that are going around on a job site, you know, Randy kind of caught it right away and reported it immediately. And we got the mechanics there. We were able to, at least for the near future, isolate and eliminate the hazard, and then we're working with the manufacturers to figure out how to problem solve to get it resolved completely so it can work the way that it's intended to. So I just want to give some kudos out to the field, the crew, and this is the importance of reporting unsafe conditions so we can jump on stuff right away and eliminate from any future occurrence. So good job out there. Ken, you have anything to add?
They call this system a smart lock, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
well, yeah, I mean, bucket safety is very important.
Yeah.
On another job, we've found that one of the bolts came loose because the cotter pins were still there, but you got to inspect daily. It's part of the greasing operation is to inspect your bucket.
Yep. Well, that's all I have. So Ken, the floor is yours.
Okay. I will share my screen. I can find the right one here. There we go. All right, you see that?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So for announcements, just continuing the awareness on suspicious emails. Do not open attachments unless you know they're legitimate, even from trusted sources should be questioned. Also, not just attachments, but there are kind of tricks to get you to log in because your password is expiring or some other request that seems out of the ordinary. So ignore those. If it turns out that you can't get onto your email or something, then you can check with with the office and get someone to help you out. But often I've seen a lot of these emails to say, you know, your password set to expire, please log in, and they give you a login form online. So be careful there. Let's see, I'll scroll down here. We have, oh, good news here. Another healthcare premium holiday. This is the second year in a row we're pleased to announce again that we have a healthcare premium holiday for employees that are enrolled in our healthcare program. Employees currently enrolled will have zero healthcare deductions over the next 12 weeks, starting with next week's payroll. And the premium holiday does not apply to dental, which is a small amount compared to the medical anyway. The premium holiday is possible because of a credit from Cigna due to better than expected total claims again for 2021. That's a loss run, they call it in the insurance world. And ECI switched from a level funded plan 2 years ago to a level funded plan 2 years ago, which allows us to capture these savings. Last year's savings resulted in a 9-week holiday. So we're excited to have even better than last year. And we encourage you to consider contributing some of the premium savings to your health savings account, your HSA. Check with accounting on that, but that allows you to put money away, untaxed, before tax money into an account so that you can apply it to healthcare costs.
Hey, Ken, we all
Yeah.
appreciate the fact that ECI is able to pass this savings on to the employees. It's just, we really appreciate it. So thank you for your part and you and Scott's part in that.
You're welcome. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're all in this together.
Thank you.
And we have a new employee. Let me scroll up here if I can. Scrolling slowly. This is Brian Russin. Brian, if you're listening, welcome aboard. If you're not listening, you gotta get connected here for Friday morning safety talks. So, everybody out there, just if you see Brian, introduce yourself and make him feel welcome here. Okay, scrolling down some more here. The healthcare wellness program is still an active thing that we're still looking for more participation. I think it's growing. It's gaining interest and got a lot of momentum. So check it out if you're not enrolled. And this was starting last week. We had this new weekly series called Financial Wellness, because obviously it's important to have health wellness above everything else, but financial wellness will be necessary if you have good health in your old age. So this week we're explaining the 401k program again and the players and their roles. And in the 401k plan, you're an eligible employee if you're at least 21 years old and with at least 1 year of service at enrollment time. And we're currently modifying these requirements to make employees eligible in just 3 months. So this change will be in effect for May 1st. So that's happening. It's happening pretty quickly because May 1st is a month away, just 30 days. So, and Engineers Construction is the plan sponsor. And as a plan sponsor, ECI is responsible for administering the plan, processing payroll and ECI contributions, communicating to the plan participants, compliance reporting, administrating distributions and loans, and other tasks. We have Morgan Stanley there, the plan advisor. And as the advisor, Morgan Stanley is responsible for administering the plan on the investment side. So they look at performance and do a cost review of the funds. They do fund recommendations. They provide education to the employee participants. They measure participant metrics, and they advise the trustees. The Newport Group, which is kind of the interface that you'll see and have all your funds reported to you on the outcome, the performance of them. They do the record keeping. They do some regulatory compliance. They have a web portal, and they're effectively the fund broker. So they're the ones who ECI gives them the money from the employees and from our own contributions, from the ECI contributions, and they go purchase additional funds as the money gets to them, and the funds are allocated according to the individual employee's request. So we have the ECI 401k trustees. So the trustees meet quarterly. They include myself, Scotty, Ben Dow, and Ursula. And we are all, as a group, responsible for internal compliance reviews, fund reviews with Morgan Stanley. We review occasional changes to the plan, including the investment funds, review of performance and costs charged by Morgan Stanley Newport in the investment funds. So we meet quarterly. So that's, we keep on it. We get a report out from Morgan Stanley primarily, and we go through everything in detail. The last involved group here, oops. Get back there. Go up a little more. So McSorley and McCoy, they are the plan auditor, and they do their local accounting firm over on Tilly Drive, and they're as a plan auditor. Their role is to verify that ECI's plan conforms to all the IRS and other requirements, that the plan is managed according to the document. They keep track of the document. They help modify it. And they also verify proper contributions and distributions. So make sure that everybody's, like if you have a deduction on your pay stub that says X number amount, and then also the ECI amount, that they verify that it was done and gets to Newport, so you can feel good about that. And then just a further comment, at ECI's size of our plan, it's required. The audit is required, a yearly audit, and the company pays for the audit, even though it could be assessed to the plan. So we try to cover that too. So next week, we're going to talk about logging into your Newport account. If you don't already do it, it's a great way to see your funds. Okay, weather outlook, April showers with a few flakes mixed in. So it seems kind of moderate, but still some cooler nights, and possibly snow on Friday night. COVID policies, nothing's changing. I know that there's been a little uptick in cases, including internally. So be aware. It's smart to be aware and take reasonable precautions for your situation. And this week, Brian is going to present on the Global Foundries West Lot stormwater pipe repair. Brian, do you want to take over, or do you want me to scroll down?
I'm going to try to take over, Ken.
Sounds good.
Okay. I got to go back. I think I did it too soon.
Okay.
Why does it not? Okay.
Yep. Can maybe zoom in a little bit.
I don't know that I can.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
If you're viewing that in your email viewer, right?
I am.
Brian, if you hold down Control and if you have a mouse, just run your little wheel on your mouse up. It will zoom right in.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. That better?
So that looks better here.
Yep. Okay.
So ECI responded to what appeared to be a small hole in the asphalt in the 973 West lot. So me and Charlie, we are up to Global Foundries. We were already there waiting to have a meeting with Floor. And Eric, who was with Floor, was late, and we were wondering where he was. So we called him, and he was like, "Hey, Brian, can you come up to the west lot? Small hole in the asphalt." So we went up there and crawled our way over to the hole and looked in, and it was a pretty big sinkhole. Sinkhole was 15 feet wide, 9 feet deep, under the hanging pavement. So if anybody comes across this, I'd advise you very carefully make your way to if you want to see what's going on. Assume that there's a sinkhole underneath where you're standing. Could be really dangerous. Which
Yeah,
we found
that
out
sounds
last
funny
night.
after you and I went out and looked at a job yesterday afternoon, doesn't it, Brian?
It fell through.
Brian stepped in a hole, all of a sudden it gave way underneath him.
So
Be careful out there.
yeah, we immediately closed the parking lot and directed 2 working cranes to move away from the sinkhole. They were pretty close, and we were expecting rain that weekend. We weren't going to start work till Monday, and we had to make sure the cranes got out of there. With the amount of that, it's all sand up there, and the size of that pipe, and if the rain hits it just right, it could easily take that parking lot. So we sandbagged around the hole to try to avoid, and divert the water so that it wouldn't cause more damage. And we started that next following Monday. We started in. We mobilized, and the hardest part was probably getting the pipe because it's really hard to find right now. But when we figured out it was 30-inch, we pulled some strings. We had some pipe sent up down from, I believe it was New Hampshire. We actually found it and had it trucked up. So we suspected the sinkhole was caused by a 30-inch diameter culvert. We replaced a rotted section a few years ago, which was actually really, really deep at 22 feet. And I'm not sure, but I think I remember 24 maybe was the deepest, but 22 is good enough where we had to double box, and Kenny had to give us a shoring plan to get the pipe replaced. So this one was 260 feet from structure to structure. And this one was a little better at 13 feet. So we used 2 boxes with sideboards, and we floated the box a little. I believe the deepest part was probably 14. And then, obviously we worked uphill, and it came up a little better for us at the end. The culvert drained a long ditch line by the rail, which was to keep the rail from washing out. So the water would all go through this and across the parking lot and down to a pond. So it never stopped running water. So we used a couple pumps up ahead and cut off the water and diverted it so that we didn't have water going into our excavation all the time and fighting the silty sand. It's important to keep this type of excavation dry. The structure penetration also needed to be enlarged to accept the HDP pipe because it had a bigger outside diameter than the metal corrugate. So the crew, Greg Farr, Rob Smith, Vinny Goddard, Joe Prouse, and Brian Martell, who doubled as our truck and pavement trimmer, did a great job. They knocked it out in 8 working days, losing a day to weather. I think they did really well, especially for an unplanned job. And I want to say good work to those guys. So that's all done, and they got it all backfilled in plant mix. I think maybe there's just a piece of curb or something to put in. This is the picture of the pipe. At first, obviously the intention was to try and patch, but when we got down there, we all knew that wasn't going to happen. And we chased it a little bit, and then Global Foundries finally said, let's just do it all, which is kind of what we expected to happen. Here's Joe and helping as the top guy up here on the trench. Hey, it's Joe again, backfilling. Those guys, Joe would backfill as Greg and Rob and the other guys would keep the pipe moving forward. And here's a picture of Rob setting pipe. Saying hi. I told him to smile. And here's these guys, the guys, I think they're using a strap, obviously, to pull it, insert it into the next section. Getting it in place. And here we are, backfilling with the little remote control roller.
Cool.
And just another picture of the trench line.
Almost ready for pavement, huh?
Yeah. Yep. When the plant's open and Jim has time. That's it for me.
Yeah, and this is one of the last times we were out there. I think this is again the west lot, right? This is July 2013.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hey, that's
Well,
not the
corrugated
same.
metal
That's
pipe.
not the same. That's not the same pipe, though. I think, right?
No,
No.
it's a different section.
Yeah.
No.
Good. All right. Well, so maybe in a couple weeks, Brian will have a presentation on this one in Essex, this sinkhole that we looked at
Yeah.
yesterday.
This one is a little more complicated. We're gonna jack a pipe under the road. Mike Wright is gonna help me with that. And
Yep.
this one's got some sheeting and all kinds. We're gonna divert pipes and pretty good one.
Yep. And the town closed the road last night after we called them about the this
Yeah.
little sinkhole off the side that you stepped in because we wanted to make sure that the traveling public wasn't in a hazardous situation.
Yeah. So that road is closed now. It was getting pretty dangerous. I
Yep.
don't know what it looks like now that it rained last night.
Yep.
I was gonna go out this morning and see what we're dealing with.
Yep. Things might change before we get there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good, everybody. Have a good, safe day out there. No more April Fool's jokes. We're staying at where we're at.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Brian. Let's be
Yep.
safe
Thank
today.
you.
Later.
Send me a message if you're watching a group setting so I can capture attendance. Have a great day.